Welcome back. My name is Lee from Liver's Kitchen. Today we're going to be trying different sweeteners in the Ninja Creami. We're going to find which one performs the best. And I'm going to be doing 3 different sweeteners. So we have a erythritol and stevia blend, a all stevia extract, and also a stevia icing sugar. Let's see which one performs best in the Ninja Creami. So I brought the Ninja Creami for one reason, and that was so I can make low carb ice cream all the time. All the ice cream in the supermarket is so expensive. Like here in Australia, it's $10, $12 a punnet, and it's not the best actual consistency either. It's usually powdery or it's icy. It's not great. So I wanted to make my own ice cream, and the issue here in Australia is ultimately for a sweetener for your ice cream, you want to be using sugar. And obviously when you're doing low carb, you can't use sugar. But there is a sweetener called Allulose, and that sweetener actually can mimic sugar very closely, and it works very well in ice cream, and you can even caramelize it into like a caramel. The issue is places like here in Australia, it's actually not available. That hasn't been approved in the government saying that it is approved product. So we can't get it here in Australia. So I actually order mine directly from iHerb when I place a vitamin order, and I pay $18 for this bag, and it's quite expensive. So I wanted to see what we have here in Australia, if any of these will actually work in an ice cream, and we're going to try them out and we're going to see how it goes. So I've got 3 different ones here. So I have a stevia and erythritol blend. I use this one most of the time when I'm doing low carb cooking. And then I have this stevia extract. I don't use this much because of the bitter taste, but I'm going to give it a go because it doesn't have any fillers or anything in it. The issue with the erythritol might be that it might recrystallize. This has nothing in it, so it might actually work out. And then we have the powdered sweetener. Now, this one actually has cornstarch in it to actually carry the stevia, so this might be an issue with consistency and everything, so I just want to keep that in mind. But I'm going to give all 3 a go, and we're going to see how it turns out. So today I'm going to do a half batch, just in case they are bad, so then I'd have to eat them. But I'm going to make chocolate ice cream, and we're going to see which one actually turns out the best. I have half the recipe, so what I have in each of these is a 3/4 of a tablespoon of cream cheese here, and that's used for consistency, and that's going to keep the ice cream staying a bit smoother. So in each of these I'm going to add our sweetener. So for this one over here, I'm going to add our powdered sweetener. So I've got 1/4 cup of powdered sweetener. In this one I've got our 1/4 cup of erythritol and stevia blend in there. And then for our last one, I've got the stevia extract, and I'm going to use half a teaspoon. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually stir and combine the sugar into the cream cheese. So you saw for that one, that's done. And the only issue I find with the erythritol is I do find it does recrystallize, so you will see it actually probably dissolve, but I do find it does recrystallize later on. But we'll see how it goes anyway. All right, so that's stirred in, and then our powdered sweetener. So as I said, this does have cornstarch in it, so I'll be interested to see how this actually plays out. Right now, that's just a cream cheese frosting, isn't it? All right, and then to each of these, I'm going to add half a cup of milk. So as it goes milk, I use this Vitasoy Almond Milky, and that's readily available here in Australia. It has a bit of a milky taste, and it doesn't have that like almond aftertaste that some of them do have. And this is only 3.8 grams of carbs per cup, which is actually pretty good. You can get better, but I usually find they have the aftertaste. A couple of others I would probably suggest is cashew milk is amazing, and so is macadamia as well. So I'm going to add half a cup of the milk to each of these. And I'd normally mix the cream and everything together, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because we're going to make chocolate ice cream today. So for our cream, I'm going to need 3/4 of a cup for each of these recipes. So I'm going to need 2 1/4 cups of cream here. This is just heavy whipping cream. And then rather than actually pouring this directly into the mixture, I'm going to put this in the microwave and we're going to warm this up until it's nice and warm, and then we're going to melt some chocolate into it. While that's heating, I've just got 75 grams of baker's chocolate. This is a dark baker's chocolate, and you could use your favorite chocolate that you want to use. So to our cream, I'm going to add the chocolate. I'm just going to put this into the microwave for about another minute until all that chocolate has all melted. And there we go, delicious chalky milk. And what I love about using chocolate instead of actually cocoa is it doesn't give that powdery aftertaste. All right, so I'm going to add a third of this to each of these. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla to each of these. And then lastly, I'm going to add one more ingredient, and this isn't actually in their recipe, but it is xanthan gum. And I saw a lot of people using xanthan gum to improve the consistency of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon, you don't need much, into each of these. That's all you need. Barely anything. It's very strong. It does a really good job. So I'm just going to whisk it, and I'm just going to gently, and if you want to make sure this does dissolve properly, you could also do it in a blender as well, which I think would probably be better, but you know, but I've got time for that. And lastly, so now you can see our ice cream mix is now done. Now we can pour it in our containers and we can freeze it for 24 hours. So this one is our straight stevia. So I'm going to put the lid on that. I have a little label so I know which one's which. The next one is our powdered sweetener. So I don't know how this is going to turn out because it does have some cornstarch in it. If you have xylitol as well, you could make this ice cream with this recipe. The only issue I have with xylitol is it's actually toxic to animals. So I have a cat that likes to jump on my bench and look out every single bowl. So I'm not prepared to have it in my house. So that's that one done, and that was the powder. And the last one is our stevia and erythritol blend. Very weirdly, this one's actually thicker than the others. That's number 3 done. All right, so I'm gonna get all 3 of these into the freezer, get them freezing down, and then we're gonna try them out and see which one is best. See you tomorrow. So there's actually a saying, when a kookaburra laughs, it means that you need to bring your washing in, and usually that means it's gonna rain. Well, after they laughed, it bloody bucketed down. So I think it's pretty true. So it is the folly night, and we're ready to try our 3 ice creams that I've used different stevias for. So let's take a look at them all, because they all look a little bit different actually. So firstly, I have the just normal stevia, and I'm going to tell you, that is rock solid. Like, that's, yeah, really hard. I've left these out 15 minutes as well. But if you actually, like, these ones, they have a bit of touch to them. So that was the powdered stevia. Doesn't look too bad. And then this one is the erythritol and stevia blend. It does look bad, and also it has a bit of a touch to it as well. So I think these two, the powdered and the erythritol, are both going to be the winners out of this. And I'm not too sure about this one, but let's see how it goes. So I really wanted to do the actual straight stevia first, but this is actually rock solid, and I've learned to actually let these thaw out a little bit before actually processing them. So I'm gonna have to leave this out for a little while. So we're gonna have to try the others first. So I'm gonna go with the erythritol blend one. So we're gonna do bottom, and this is a light ice cream. All right, so that's the first pass there. Let's take a look at this. It looks pretty good. Hey, that's not bad. So I'll just pull this out. It looks like a delicious, just soft ice cream. And I think the Xantham Gum has like stopped it from actually really going solid or anything like that. So now you do get that slight aftertaste of the stevia. So I'll be interested to try this with maybe a straight erythritol. But yeah, I'm kind of impressed. So, and I'll just say, for the basic recipe, this is actually really good. It doesn't taste really icy either. All right, let's go on to the next one. So the next one I'm going to do is the powdered stevia and erythritol blend. So I'm going to do bottom and light ice cream again. All right, so that's the second one done. Let's open it up, take a look. Once again, I think it looks pretty good. So let's give this one a go. Okay, weirdly, the powdered sweetener, this is actually like icy. The erythritol one wasn't icy. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put it through another respin, but I don't think that's going to fix it. Let's put it through a respin and we'll see what happens. All right, just done the respin. Let's see if that made a difference. Slightly better, but it has that little tiny ice crystals, and I would almost expect that with the erythritol and stevia blend, but it's actually in the powdered one. It's still nice. It just tastes like a, to be honest, an ice cream that's been defrosted and refrozen. It's got the ice crystals in it. All right, and then lastly, we've got our stevia, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not holding my hopes up for, but we're here to test and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we've got the straight stevia in here. Let's give this one a go. All right, that one's done. I did hear it did struggle just a little bit, so this recipe might not be for it. Doesn't look too bad. The ice cream itself doesn't look too bad. So you do get the little bit of a stevia taste at the back of it. It's a little bit of taste and everything. And also it has that grainyness with the ice. So it has it has frozen up a little bit, and it tastes again like a, an ice cream that's been defrosted and refrozen. It's got those ice crystals in it. So it's not that pleasant, but I'm pleasantly surprised. It's done better than I actually thought it was going to go into. And there we go, 3 different types of stevia used in ice cream recipes, and which I think turns out the best. That is the erythritol and stevia blend. Now, I wouldn't usually use this in a normal ice cream recipe, but I think because the Ninja actually blends it up afterwards, you can still get that really creamy taste. So it was smooth, it wasn't icy or anything, which I was really surprised actually. So I will be using this for some recipes. Now, there is a little thing that you sometimes get the stevia in the background, so it doesn't really go good with things like coffee and all that. So I don't even use this when I'm drinking coffee. That's probably my only negative. But other than that, I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'll be using this for my ice cream. Then we have the icing powder. So I ended up using the same amount of icing powder as the erythritol blend. Now, that might have been the reason why it was really icy. I might have had to use more of it. And then thirdly, we've got the straight stevia. And honestly, when I saw it come out the freezer, I was pleasantly surprised to see it actually worked. But you do get that kind of stevia taste in the background, and it's not pleasant. And it might go okay with some things, but things like coffee and all that, it's just not gonna work. And again, you got that really grainy taste, like, you know, the ice cream being defrosted and refrozen. So if you can't get Allulose in your supermarket or in your country, use the erythritol and stevia blend and use it in your Ninja Creami. So I hope this helped, and I hope that even if you're doing low carb, you'll be able to eat ice cream now. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a good old like. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.